Well, meanwhile, University of Pennsylvania President Liz McGill resigning after she and two other Ivy League presidents refused to say if calls for the genocide of Jews violated the school's code of conduct. Lawmakers say her resignation is the first of many as MIT and Harvard face growing pressure to remove their respective presidents for not taking a stand against anti-Semitism on their campuses. Joining me now is a second-year grad student and president of the MIT Israel Alliance, Talia Khan. Talia, great to see you. Thank you for being here. Basically, all of these presidents, all three of these university presidents said the same thing. They were given, they said they could only condemn these comments and call them hate speech depending on the context. In what context is it okay to call for the elimination of Jews in the Middle East?
In absolutely no context is it okay to call for the genocide of any group of people on a campus. As you said, all three of the presidents were unable to answer the question clearly saying this. And President Kornbluth, the MIT president, said that if these calls were directed at people repeatedly, then they would maybe be sent to a disciplinary committee. Well, we know that every single complaint that we've sent to the Committee on Discipline, which she referred to in her testimony, I spoke to one of the faculty on the Committee on Discipline last week, and he said that not a single case that we've sent in has reached his desk. And when he asked if he should be expecting cases, he was told by the administration that he should not be expecting anything and that they were dealing with it separately. So there's not transparency in the disciplinary processes on our side, on even the faculty side. So really what President Kornbluth said is just, I mean,
it's functionally
it was a lie.
It is functionally identical to what the president of UPenn said, and therefore should President Kornbluth resign as well?
I think that, unfortunately, the kind of rot of anti-Semitism has been institutionalized at MIT. It's more than, just the president or someone else. A few days ago, we got an email from the MIT Corporation Executive Board members saying that they fully support Kornbluth's testimony and that they believe that she's doing an excellent job keeping Jewish students safe and fighting anti-Semitism on campus.
Well, do you feel safe?
It's patently false. They're gaslighting us.
Yeah,
no, none of us feel safe. Everybody, our group chats, everyone was laughing. They're just gaslighting us repeatedly. They think that if they say this kind of stuff to the public, that we'll just shut our mouths. But it's not the case. We're not safe. We've been saying this. We've been asking for disciplinary action. We've been asking for transparency in disciplinary processes. So I think that it's more than just the president. And I think at this point, we all agree that there needs to be a lot of institutional change at MIT in order to solve this problem.
Even if you believe in the widest possible excuse for being able to say whatever you want to say on campus, it's the double standard that kills a lot of people on this, because on the one hand, they're allowing all kinds of descriptions of genocide for Jews in the Middle East. On the other hand, if you're a conservative and try to speak on campus, they won't let you. That's precisely the point, isn't it?
Absolutely. The selective rule enforcement has been a big thing that we've been pushing, because MIT has repeatedly only applied rules to certain groups and not, for example, the anti-Israel group on campus. And I'll give another example. I put an Israeli flag up 2 days after October 7th. And 6 days after that, MIT created a rule banning flags and large banners from the windows of offices. So,
wow.
Creating these rules to silence pro-Israel voices, it's something. And I had an alum from 20 years ago message me that they did the same thing to him after he put an Israeli flag up 20 years ago.
It's been happening for a long time. This is generational, and it's a problem that has to be fixed. Talia, thank you very much. Appreciate it.